Alright, so this is how to change guitar strings, some things you're going to need. This isn't important now. You're going to need new strings, some pliers to cut the old strings off, and it has to have a screwdriver too, at least. Alright, so first thing you do is you take the string that you're going to do first and you loosen it up as much as you feel like is right. So basically until the string is super loose like this. And then you can go ahead and just cut it right here. Then you're going to do the same thing for the second one, but you don't want to do anything more than that because you need to keep pressure on the neck so it doesn't warp. Then you're going to open your strings. You see how you have these numbers, the 48, then the 38, then the 28, then the 18, and the 14, and the 11. Right, so you're going to want to put on the first two, so that would be the thickest one right here, and then the second thickest one. But you're going to want to put on the second thickest one first. Here, just kind of push it right back up through this hole. Pull it tight. One thing that's going to help your guitar stay in tune a lot better is if you take a pencil and you just put it in this little groove right here on the nut. Keeps your guitar in tune better and helps it vibrate a lot better. And this guitar has a really thick one, so it just helps it a lot more to have some more vibration room, I guess, or it makes it easier to have it vibrate. You're going to want to twist it up till it's tight. Wrap it around once or twice first, actually. That will make it so you can tune it easier. The thing that's really nice about these Paradigm Ernie Ball strings is that they're not supposed to break, and if they do, Ernie Ball gives you a free refund on the strings and sends you more strings. Now once you get that one on and tuned to the right tune, you're going to want to put this one on, which is the thickest string on the guitar. When you put new strings on, they're not necessarily going to stay in tune the greatest when you first put them on. But once you get them on there and start using them, they'll start staying in tune a lot better and sounding a lot better than your old strings did. Strings get worn out and they get your oils from your hands and fingers and dirt and whatever get inside these little grooves on the string, and it just makes them sound a lot worse over time. These smaller strings would probably be a lot easier to do than the first two. So the first two are a lot thicker and harder to move. Now you're going to want to get the next two strings that you're going to put on. The third string, or the fourth string, whatever you decide to call it. Third this way and fourth this way. It's going to be the last one that has these little grooves in it, like the top two do. So that way you'll be able to know which ones go where better than if you just had no idea what you were doing. And some people have no idea what they're doing when they do this. Believe it or not, this, when I put that pencil lead in there, it's called lubing the nut. As funny as it may sound. Alright, the next string is the G string, which is always the string that never wants to stay in tune. So now we have the E, A, D, and the G strings finished. So the last two to do are the B and the E strings. Here is our B string. Gonna make sure that they're on these little grooves down there at the end. And to make sure you get a bunch of lead in here. Just too much is good. Better than not enough in this situation. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to cut this excess wire off with my pliers. Just because we don't want that flying around. Make sure you bend these nice and downward because they can stab you and draw blood. I speak from experience. Final string, we're getting there. One step closer to being able to play with good strings. You gotta make sure you wrap this around the way the other ones were before you started too. Otherwise your tuning will be all weird and messed up. Now that all your strings are on, it should sound nice and good like this, as long as it's all in tune. And that's how you change guitar strings.